gentle flow. I drop to my knees. It's just better for my body. Bring your feet to the top of your mat, halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Grab your right wrist. Take your flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step through crescent lunge. Arms come up overhead. Take your arms behind your head. Take a back bend here so your hands are behind your head. And then crunch forward onto your front leg. So elbows come in. Inhale, open up, elbows come out. Take a back bend. Exhale, crunch everything in. Elbows come together towards your knee. Back up one more time. And then step back down dog. You have a free vinyasa there or not. Inhale, left leg up. Step through crescent lunge. Inhaling your arms overhead. And then hands behind the head. Inhale, chest open. Exhale, squeeze everything into the center line. Inhale, expand out. Exhale, contract in. One more time, open your heart up. And back towards the center. And then release your arms, stepping into your downward facing dog. Go ahead and drop onto the knees here. Take a child's pose, grab some water. Maybe take a couple of deep sighs. Coming back to your Ujjayi breath if you've left it. Tuck your toes, lift your tailbone, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step through warrior two. Take the time, always from the feet up, addressing your pose. Reverse your front palm, reverse your warrior. I think some call this exalted warrior. So many names. So listen for the change here and be gentle with yourself. Straighten your front knee so you're coming into a reverse triangle. And then cartwheeling your arms, you're just coming to actual triangle, right? Trikonasana. I love a block under my hand. Stacking the hips and the shoulders. Last thing you do is twist the chin upward if that feels good in your body. Now we're just going to kind of cartwheel back and forth between reverse triangle and triangle. Please keep some softness or water behind your knee. That way you don't overpull it. I kind of bend between the two as a protection. Getting into your triangle pose here now. Holding this. Working to squeeze your shoulder blades in towards one another. And then we're going to take your top arm over your head so like you're reaching for the wall in front of you. And then rotate your chest down. So kind of coming to a flat back. Almost like a pyramid pose, but not. You just have triangle legs. And then inhale, open back up to your standard triangle. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back up triangle. In your breath. Now bend your front knee, extended side angle. And go ahead and take some giant arm circles here. 3 one way and 3 the other. When you've completed 3 on each side, you can either stay static or take a half arm bind. So you're going to wrap that top arm behind your back. And then if you'd like to play with a full bind, go for it. Release your arms. And go ahead and give us a vinyasa to your downward facing dog. Moving slowly and intentionally. No need to rush. In your downward facing dog, take a big inhale and sigh. Big inhale and sigh. Just letting this pose be the pose that you're in. You already know we've done the right. We're going to do the left. It's coming, I promise. Inhale, left leg up. Warrior two. Settling in. Reverse your palm. Reverse your warrior. Working to squeeze your shoulder blades down and together, creating space in both parts of the side body. And then straighten your front leg for a reverse triangle. Cartwheeling your arms, resetting your hips, reaching down for Trikonasana. Grab your block, help it help you. Right? Put it under your hand, give yourself space. And then we'll take those tick-tocks again from reverse triangle to regular triangle. Moving with ease. Same thing as before, water behind the knee. It's like an intuitive cue, right? Doesn't necessarily make sense, but intuitively you understand that means softness, mobility. Okay, coming back into triangle. And then we'll do those same stretches from the other side. So arm comes overhead, so it's reaching overhead, and then you're gonna hinge at your waist, rotating your rib cage downward. And then inhale, open back up, stacking your ribs. And then exhale, flattening your ribs, reaching overhead. Inhale, open back up. Bend your knee, and then you're going to come into your extended side angle. Opportunity to take that right arm behind your back for a half bind. Maybe even your left arm comes up and through, and you take a full bind. One more breath. Release, coming back through your flow, upward facing. Oh my goodness, I forgot to do the guitar circles on this side. Okay, so come to your down dog, inhale your left leg forward, coming into your guitar circles. So sorry guys. There's 3 big circles on each side. Whoops. And when you're complete, we'll meet in downward facing dog. If you need to pause and redo it so that way that side's right, I take no offense. Inhale, right leg up, bend your knees, stack your hips for a scorpion tail. You can choose to flip your dog. I'm not here, I'm just enjoying the scorpion tail. And then come back down. Left leg up, pausing, then bend your knee, then stack your hips. Active breath, and return to the ground. Reset your down dog, and then wide-legged step to the top of your mat from Malasana, garland pose. So there's a block handy. If you need to sit on it, you do that. Right hand to the ground, left hand up, taking a twist here. If you'd like to take a full bind, you do that. Come back to center, reset. Left hand down, right hand up. Same thing, if you did the bind on one side, you do it on the other. Back to center. We're just gonna settle here in our Malasana for a few breaths. From your Malasana, place your hands on the mat and just simply step back into downward facing dog. I say simply step back, right? However you need to get there. If you got to drop onto a knee, that's what you do. The name of the game is you do you. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, coming through crescent lunge to come to your wide-legged forward fold. So you're just going to take a right leg crescent and then twist both toes to the side edge of the mat. Always take your halfway lift before you hang. Any variation here you like. I chose to kind of wiggle between each hip to open up my inner thighs a little more. You can grab your ankles, you can walk your hands through your legs on the floor. That was very hard to get out. One more breath. Inhale, lift your torso, crescent lunge on the left leg. So you're just twisting to the back of the mat, just for some equanimity here. And then coming back to center, take an arm bind, lift your heart up, and then wide-legged forward fold with an arm bind. Yogi's choice. You can clasp your hands behind your back, you can take prayer pose. It's your world. Or if you'd like to abandon all of that and do a quick headstand, that sounds delightful. You've got 2 more breaths, deep full breaths in this pose. Turn your toes out, drop your pelvis down, lift your heart up, goddess. Hands at heart center, just getting a nice low squat here. Inhale, rise up, legs straight, arms overhead. Exhale, squat back down into your goddess pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squat. Arms to a T. Lift your right heel up. And then lower. And then your left heel and lower. And then both heels up. Wiggling is fine. It's delightful. Come up into your star. Shake it all out because we're going back into our goddess and I just don't want you burning too bad. Okay, back into goddess. Arms to a T. Hinge your rib cage side to side, moving slowly and intentionally. One more time each side. Hands back to heart center, stepping out, wide-legged forward fold. One more breath. We're going to work into Skandasana here. So, right knee bends, left toes rotate up towards the ceiling. And you figure out what you can do. Maybe you take your right hand to the ground and twist your left arm up. Maybe you take an arm bind here. Never mind Molly pants. If you're not watching and you're deep in your practice, my mom's dog Molly is just running amok trying to get all the pets. Gently walk your way to the other side, bending your left knee, right toes face up. Setting up, take a moment, and then your left hand will come to the ground, your right hand will spiral towards the ceiling. And again, if you'd like to take a bind here, do that. Coming back to center, reset, wide-legged forward fold. And then we're just going to go through our Skandasanas 2 to 3 times on each side, moving really slowly. So you'll shift into your right leg, so bending your right knee. And you can work however you'd like. Maybe you bring your hands to heart center, maybe you keep your hands on the floor, maybe you sit on a block. Yogi choice. And then kind of spider monkey to the other side. Left leg bends, right leg straightens. Torso up if possible. And right side again. And then left side again. Moving gently. Right side. left side, pet your dog, wide-legged forward fold. One more breath. Lifting your torso up, cartwheel your arms, coming to your high push-up. Pause in your high push-up. Core strength here and now. And lower down slowly. Coming into Sphinx pose, drag your elbows under your shoulders. Arms are at 11s. Lift your heart up, collarbones broadening, right? Pulling the shoulder blades together, collarbones have space to breathe. And then lower down. Lower your belly down and bring your right leg bent up on the floor in a half frog pose. Take a moment to get settled here with your right knee bent, right foot flexed. We're going to take an interesting kind of chest opener here. So I want you to inhale your right arm up and open. Your left arm can tee out. If you have lots of mobility in your shoulders, you can probably take an arm bind here. We already know that's not my life. One more breath, come back to center. Re-straighten out your leg, left side. So you'll bend your left knee up and in for half frog leg pose. Take a moment to get settled. And then inhale your left arm up. Opening across the chest here for a lot of people, as well as obviously into the groin. One more breath. Coming down, bring your legs back together, lift up, go ahead and fold your mat. We're going to take frog pose, full frog. Blocks are always an option under your pelvis, under your belly, under your forehead. I like to fold my mat so my knees have support. And once you have your legs stable, take some time to play around with like pressing your torso up or dropping your torso down, just finding variations of opening here. And then when you're done kind of wiggling around and playing, just drop your chest to the ground, surrender to frog pose, let that shit go, you'll be fine. Opportunity here for one more big full round of breath, and then ease your knees back down together and windshield wiper your feet side to side, just kind of relaxing the hips and low back after such an intense opening. Gently pressing yourself up, reset your mat. We're going to go ahead and take another rabbit pose or embryo pose. So knees are close. If your tailbone can touch your heels, you're a rock star. Drop your forehead to the mat. Arms come behind you. You can always put a block under your forehead here or sit on a block. I mean, just do you. I keep saying that. You do you, boo. Ugh, don't worry, I'll have a new phrase next week. Time to surrender here and now. Looking inward, literally. To come out of this pose, bring your hands under your shoulders. Gently lifting up onto your knees. We're going to take one camel pose. Squeeze your elbows together. Lift your heart up. Open the throat. toes are tucked or not, this is your choice. Rise back up, coming onto your glutes, swing your legs around in front of you. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Take a big sigh and make your way to Savasana. You've done it. You've honored your body, your mind, and your soul with this quick 45-minute yoga practice. Surrender, and I'll bring you back when it's time. Gently rolling from side to side, only going through the front, right? We're not rolling through the back, opening the throat up. There's just too much opportunity there to crunch the neck, and we don't need that. That's not our jam. A couple of more on each side. Returning to center, bringing your head to neutral. Enjoying this moment here. Inhale your arms overhead, bringing your palms together at heart center. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. It is always my pleasure to yoga with you.